You ready to fight? You ready?
All right, so here we go with round one, and when you have what looks like a classic matchup of striker versus grappler, it doesn't always play out that way, but given what these fighters said to us on Thursday, the game plan seemed pretty clear.
They're very clear game plans, but which one of them is able to implement the game plan most effectively? The grappler will try to get forward, get close, try to secure takedowns. He's even willing to pull guard to make sure that he is in the grappling situation. The striker needs to stay at space. The striker needs to maintain distance and fight behind that beautiful jab he possesses.
Well, you saw the tail of the tape. He has a late defense on the takedown and scrambles to his feet. Nicely done. Oh, and he counters effectively with a jab upstairs there, DC. I know you don't often have the reach advantage, but nice to see him making good use of it in this matchup.
That was snuck in. Nice strike.
Oh, single collar tie here. All right, so 1 minute into the fight, and I'm not sure these fighters realize that we got 3 or 5 rounds tonight.
No feeling out process at all. The moment this fight started, over and over. You come up, you go down. Another takedown land.
All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. All right, he's got the full mount now. Is this one of the most dominant positions in MMA? Is that fair to say?
It's a very dominant position. It's one of the most ideal positions you can get to, especially if you are fighting someone that doesn't truly understand that they're not in...
Oh, now trying to isolate an arm, DC.
He needs to move his hips back to cover. He cannot allow him on that angle. He's gonna attack armbar here.
Oh, we're getting a finish here.
Now he falls back into the finishing position.
Somehow stays in the fight. All right, right into side control here, DC. Biggest difference between half guard and side control?
Well, side control to me feels like a little bit less control because now my legs aren't really doing anything anymore. Now I'm controlling you with my upper body. So I've got to be very, very aware. It's still advantageous, but it just seems a little more free-flowing than having something like a half guard.
Well, you got to stay busy on the bottom. He's doing it here. Nice punch. Good work from the top here by Nurmagomedov.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here.
So 42 total strikes have now landed for Khabib Nurmagomedov. Pretty good right hand. Checks that leg kick.
Oh, big punch land.
All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie. Well, you start to really worry about the wrestling, and there's that left hand from Khabib.
Underrated. I mean, it's a very underrated part of his game, his ability to stand and strike with anybody in the UFC. Right hand punch from the clinch.
Man, it's almost like he's got a rangefinder out there. Just too easy as he connects with another good series of punches.
If you're boxing this guy and only boxing him, you will be in trouble.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem.
Nice kick. These guys are going at it.
Trying to establish that jab once again. Oh, nice jab there. He told us on Thursday he wanted to break this dude's nose. That is certainly a step in the right direction.
Mission accomplished. You are battering that nose. Good jab.
Oh, he found the target there. That'll work. Right on the button. All right, he engages in the single collar tie.
Oh, nice right hand.
Both fighters exchange in the pocket here.
Huge knee lands from the Thai clinch.
All right, Muay Thai clinch. A lot of elbows and knees could be coming from here. We'll see how he chooses to attack.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous position, but an advantageous one for the offensive fighter. Watch for the defensive guy to try to break this immediately.
Oh, strong hook to the head there by Nurmagomedov.
Big leg kick land.
Tags him with that uppercut. Oh, beautiful jab there. It's one thing to have length. Of course, it's another to use it effectively. Beautiful job with that jab.
such a fast leg kick.
Round 2 next.
Why is he not recognizing this right now? He's got to recognize this is dangerous. This is a dangerous position.
Take a deep breath and relax. All right, this next round, we want to do the same thing. Let's get this fight back down to the ground, and then we're in your world. He's lost down there.
All right, so here we go. Next round is underway. It looked like maybe we would get a finish by submission in the previous round. Close, but no cigar.
Close, but no cigar. He's going to have to do things differently if he's going to submit this guy. Good punch.
Beautiful combination there. Really timing his shots nicely. Good tempo, very accurate, finding the range with relative ease.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of really overwhelming his opponent with activity. Big kick lands.
Single collar tie now, and they separate. Oh, stuffs the takedown without issue.
Changes the angle, finds the right spot to land that punch to the head from the clinch. Good stick.
Oh, he's got that right hand going tonight, DC. Connected with it there.
He's thrown so many left jabs to throw that right punch straight down the pipe. It's unreal. Way to mix it up. Huge elbow lands from the clinch.
Oh, that's a nice strike there by Nurmagomedov.
You're always thinking wrestling when you fight Khabib, but you better be very wary of his stand-up. He's developing the skill every single day.
Combination lands for him. It was hard to see a miss in that sequence. He's put it all together.
I mean, everything is just flowing. He's like in a zone. It's like the basketball who becomes twice its size. This guy today is looking at focus mitts in his opponent.
Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to connect on a lot of shots to the midsection, and these will take their toll as this fight goes into the latter rounds. Continues to work out of that tie clinch.
Ooh, what a punch.
And now he's got that tie clinch. We'll see what he can do with it. Oh, and he tags him with the straight. Nice job there by Nurmagomedov. The number's about to cross the century mark here. 98 total strikes have now landed for Khabib Nurmagomedov. And landing at a 54% clip tonight against Khabib Nurmagomedov. Oh, knee to the head. All right, so both fighters now sort of struggling for position here in the clinch. When you find yourself in this situation, what do you do to get out of it?
Anytime it's very tough, anytime you're chest to chest, you have nowhere to go, I think to myself, underhook. Whoever's winning the underhook is winning the clinch battle.
Well, he's really picked up the pace here in round 2. Much more aggressive now here and starting to find himself in the pocket. Ooh, blocks the shot.
Big punch lands. Ooh.
And there comes the separation now. All right, he engages in a single collar tie here. 2 minutes now to go, round 2.
Powerful leg kick lands.
All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie.
That punch to the body does a lot of damage.
Muay Thai plump.
Punch over the top.
And both fighters exchange in the pocket. Oh, and he caught the kick. Well, eventually, you know he's going to turn this defense into offense, but he's certainly doing a nice job on the defensive end this far.
They talk about the feeling out process. He's getting his opponent's timing. Now he's blocking everything. Expect counters as we go forward.
Oh, man, this is one thing you do not want to get kicked in the head in MMA.
You cannot take too many of those head kicks, but this guy gets his leg up there so fast.
Oh, the master of the transition. Nice scramble. Oh, collar tie.
Oh, he got that bow to the target very quickly.
Again, they will clinch.
Nice strike. Oh, my goodness.
And now he's got that tie clinch. All right, well, he's landed some good shots tonight, but there's no three-piece, there's no soda. More often than not, it's one and done.
He's not even getting a combination. I mean, if you're gonna sit there at the drive-thru, order a combination, take the soda with your food, give him the right hand behind the jab, give him the hook behind the right hand. Jab, right hand, hook, that's 2 pieces of chicken and a biscuit. Finish him off with the uppercut. That is your soda. I mean, come on, man, let this guy have the whole thing.
Both fighters here continuing to try to get a more dominant position in the clinch, get fatigued in the process, I would think.
It's very taxing to be chest to chest, a position we call 50-50 because nobody has the advantage. Who's gonna be the one to find that one little area that they can expose to give them the slightest advantage?
All right, now we take a look back at some of the action in that previous round, DC. A lot to like on both sides here.
I mean, both were intent on going forward. And what happens when nobody wants to take a step back? They meet in the middle. That's exactly what they did, and they both found success over the course of that round.
All right, the action continues here and now as our next round gets underway. The previous round won't be confused for a round of the year, but pretty good action.
It was a pretty good round. Not every round is going to have you standing up out of your seat. You understand that you are watching the highest level of fighting in the entire world in the UFC.
Well, not only has he stayed aggressive as he was in the previous round, landing a high volume of strikes, but he's also been efficient, not just with his strikes, but also with his body movement. Complete performance out of this fighter here tonight. Well, he's got the longer reach, and he certainly showed it there in landing that straight punch. Single collar tie, and they separate. Well, no surprise, he goes for the takedown there, unable to get the fight to the canvas.
This is a testament to his opponent, his ability to see the shots coming, defend them, and make the fight happen where he wants it to. Straight punch lands. Oh, nice.
Oh, a nice straight punch there to his opponent, and he lands it just after catching the leg. So clearly, he is starting to find his timing, not just offensively, but defensively as well. Very good read there. Some fighters don't check a lot of leg kicks. That one was checked. And a nice job at least staying upright on that. Oh, there he goes, attacking that lead leg to the outside. Nasty kick there.
Nasty leg kick. You gotta slow down your opponent. He knew his opponent wanted to move a lot tonight. This is the first step in getting him to slow down and fight at your pace.
And they separate.
Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range. Look at that switch knee. Beautiful switch knee.
Oh, nice jab by him there, and I guess on the other side, hard to get your offense going when your head keeps getting snapped back like a Pez dispenser.
Every time he tries to go forward and use his own offense, the jab is stopping him in his tracks. He's doing a great job of fighting behind him.
All right, single collar tie now.
Right hand punch from the clinch. There's no give on that leg kick.
All right, so he lands a jab there. Pretty nicely done, DC.
You can really control a fight just knowing how to fight behind your jab.
Well, you've got to admire the urgency here. He is trying to keep the judges out of it, lighten up his opponent left and right.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he going to follow this one?
Stuffs that takedown attempt without issue. Lands a glancing right hand upstairs. Well, he's looking for that left hand, just out of range, though, with it. Oh, a little single collar tie there.
Nice leg kick.
So he counters with an effective punch there, and at least in that situation, it paid to have the advantage in reach. Slips the punch nicely there. Pretty significant welt to the left side.
Nice punch land.
Some nice back and forth action here.
Real quick leg kick.
Nurmagomedov's kick is blocked. So he's really starting to put together some significant body shots here. These are gonna take their toll as this fight goes on.
Look at how he drives his knees right into his opponent's midsection. What a punch.
And they separate. All right, good job by him there to raise the guard and protect his head.
He's doing a good job of keeping the guard high, blocking his head, making sure. Nice entry directly into the finish. Nice takedown. Oh, nice.
Oh, looks like he's countering here with maybe a Von Flu. He's got the side mount, and now all of a sudden his opponent's in trouble. May want to bail on that guillotine sooner rather than later. All right, full guard here, DC. We'll see how soon he tries to pass.
Well, he needs to be passing immediately. In the full guard is where you are in most danger as a top fighter because they have all of their submissions.
Right.
They have the guillotine, they have the armbar, they have the kimuras, they have all their locks when they're in the full guard. So if you pass, you really do limit the danger that you're in from the top position.
Oh, and there's the horn at the end of the round. How about this fight, folks? You see, he was nearly caught in a submission there right at the end of the round. Saved by the bell. So back to the stool. Mentally probably not in a great place here. We'll see if he can recover and get himself back into this fight. All right, so we now look back at some of the action from that previous round, DC. A lot of good highlights on both sides.
I mean, a lot of good highlights from both competitors. They both should be very proud of what they accomplished. But I'm telling you, man, I'm not sure they can keep this up. If they land at this clip for another 5 minutes, somebody's going to sleep.
All right, here we go with the start of another round. Pretty good previous two rounds, I thought.
Yeah, it's been a very competitive fight to this point. Both guys have had their moments, especially in these last two rounds. You expect somebody to get ahead, but they've both been so evenly matched. We're still right where we started. Nice loop of punch.
And they separate.
Look at him drive his shin into his opponent's body with that body kick.
Well, just as he did in the previous round, he continues to connect on a high volume of strikes. And a good sign, too, doesn't seem to be slowing down whatsoever. Nurmagomedov's got a...
Oh, that was a big takedown. Is this the one that's going to break him?
Oh, single collar tie here.
Nice job of hiding that head kick.
Timing his shots nicely here, champ.
He's doing a great job of mixing everything up and using a lot of diverse strikes.
Well, if you like Muay Thai striking, this might be your moment in this fight as he gets the Thai clinch.
This is a massive moment for this fighter. He's a great Muay Thai fighter. Look for him to go knee-knee and then try to land a big one to the head.
And they separate. Nice connection with a punch there. It's hard to recall a time in the past that his boxing looked this sharp.
He's never looked this good. He's just being more aggressive, and because he's being more aggressive and more loose with his strikes, he's landing.
Nice 1-2 there.
Dig and kick. Beautiful leg kick thrown.
Oh, continuing to work the body to great effect. Oh, and he connects with a punch there, DC. You like this guy.
I like this guy a ton, and to watch his punch like this puts a smile on my face.
Let's go. Let's get the...
Caught that. Now, there's danger in that, too, because you start reaching out to catch that kick. It's something to high kick, and then you're in a lot of trouble.
Oh! All right, he closes the distance, gets the single collar tie.
Got to the clinch, controlled the posture, and lands some big...
Nurmagomedov gets the double leg takedown. Nothing telegraphed about that shot. Well done. All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
All right, closed guard now. You gotta be careful, though. He's got a lot of submissions off his back. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You gotta be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy. Oh, really nice work to keep busy off of his back as he lands some more offense here for Bob. 2 minutes to go in the round. All Working out of side control here. His opponent trying to control posture, but you got to be careful here. All right, half guard now. Not a fighter you want in half guard against you. For the bottom fighter, what does he need to do?
He needs to secure his underhook. He's got to be fighting for underhook. One of the most key things you can do as a bottom fighter stuck in half guard is try to frame. You frame and push your opponent away from you. By pushing him away from you, he will then want to come back into you.
Right.
It's like when I push you back, you want to go forward. So as he comes forward, hand goes off the face, let it slip into an underhook, build up to your elbow, then go chase your single leg. This is high-level grappling, John, from a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt named Daniel Cormier.
Woo!
Big kick lands.
Hard shots landing on both sides here.
He can barely stand.
Oh, looked like he was trying to set up the head kick, but he misses on that attempt. All right, he engages in the single collar tie. Big right hook coming, it's blocked.
Beautiful strike.
Trying to kick the leg out.
Right hand punch from the clinch. It's very tricky when he throws that body kick.
Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? He's having his way with him here. All right, he's got the hooks in, DC, working off of his back.
Now look for him to attack the neck of his opponent to try to get the rear choke.
All right, so he postures up here and now figures to rain down some ground strikes.
Yeah, the ground and pound will be aplenty from this position.
So the fighter was really caught in a submission there, just as the horn sounded. Safe to say he was saved by the bell there. So back to the stools they go. 60 seconds to recover here. We're gonna fight on, ladies and gentlemen. Another round coming up.
Boom, body kick right there, landed perfect.
All right, a lot of tremendous striking action in that last round, DC. I know you don't have a telestrator, but take us through the replay.
I mean, I would love to have my telestrator right now. That was a great display of high-level mixed martial arts striking. Both combatants stood toe-to-toe and let it all hang out. Nice punch there. Leg kick.
Single collar tie now.
Can't take many of those, you better check. Oh, nice right hand.
Well, he has certainly found the range and staying pretty busy here on the feet.
He's being busy, but it's also the timing and the accuracy that's allowing him to land so many attacks. Left hand punch from the clinch. He's throwing every part of himself into these big leg kicks. Big body kick. Great punch landed with so much power.
Lands flush with that right hand. Back and forth we go. Oh, big head kick there. Nurmagomedov gets hit with a kick. All right, he engages in a single collar tie here.
Those punches to the body are really starting to take his toll.
Goes the right hand there. All right, he'll engage in a single collar tie. Nurmagomedov's uppercut is blocked. Looked like for a minute he had a window there. It closed quickly.
Look at him working at trying to shut the liver down. Again, in the clinch.
Visibly limping here. Oh, collar tie. Takedown defense holds up. And they separate. Under 3 minutes remain in this 5th round of this championship fight. Oh, Oh, and he connects there. His hands look good tonight.
So fast. I mean, this guy has tremendous hand speed.
Got the single collar tie.
Right hand punch in the clinch.
All right, well, time is the enemy now, DC, and he's really running out of it if he's going to get his hand raised tonight.
He's got to go forward. He's got to just throw everything at his opponent to try and find that punch or that kick that's going to end the fight. There is some time for strategy.
Well, looks as though his leg is hurt here. You can even see him limping a little bit. Nurmagomedov gets caught with that punch. His chin is held up thus far. Got to shore up the defense here, though.
He needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad.
Big elbow!
Look at the turnover in that kick.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem. Gets the elbow up into the target. 90 seconds remain in the fight.
Liver kick.
Timely defense there. Huge block for him. All right, single collar tie now.
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Knee to the body. Well, it's one thing to have length, it's another thing to use it, and he does it as well as anyone. Nice kick there by Nurmagomedov.
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish this fight.
30 seconds now to go in the round. Well, there are few things more fun to watch in mixed martial arts than these type of transitions and scrambles on the ground.
High-level grappling can really be entertaining. And now he's in the guillotine. Oh, he's in the guillotine.
He might get a finish here. What a fight. Oh, countering, it looks like with a Von Flue choke, or maybe we should call it the OSP now, but trying to get out of the guillotine by submitting his opponent. Incredible. All right, so the fight goes the distance. We'll take a look back at the action, but should go his way given all he got done in the striking game.
Yeah, he did a great job of landing at will, mixing up the target, doing everything that he's become known for in order to cruise to a very good decision. I know he didn't get the finish that he wanted so bad coming in here tonight, but he had a phenomenal performance, and he showed that he's one of the best fighters in the world.
The official decision is in. It resides with Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges score the contest 48-47. For the winner by unanimous decision, Khabib Nurmagomedov.
All right, so the judges are in agreement tonight. He is your winner by unanimous decision. Certainly pretty easy fight to score, I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was an easy fight to score. Whereas his opponent had a few moments, he was the one that truly did lead all the interactions.